Thank you for listening to Lone Star Community Radio. This program was broadcasted and recorded live from the LSCR studios in downtown Conroe, Texas. Lone Star Community Radio is supported by listeners like you. Donate and sponsor today. For more information on getting involved with Lone Star Community Radio, contact us at lscrstudios@gmail.com or visit us online at www.irlonestar.com.
Finding patterns within the noise. It's the Audience of One show on Conroe's 106.1 and 104.5 FM, streaming on irlonestar.com and available wherever you tend to get your podcasts from. On today's show, we discuss dating an astronaut, when your name dictates your fate, and when your pet is politically active. I am Andrew, maestro of the run sheet, next to the guy who bought the first iPhone for $50. It's Dick. I wonder if I can make someone sleepwalk. Schisler.
Those are the great thoughts I think of.
That would be an incredible power to have. I command thee to sleepwalk. It is a weird thing. I have seen it happen, and it's creepy, man. I don't know that I've ever done it.
I mean, I've had night terrors, which is like halfway sleepwalking.
Describe or define a night terror for me, please.
So from what I understand, it's a nightmare. It's a living nightmare. So you're physically up and you're seeing your nightmare for however many minutes or seconds.
The Audience of One show, everyone.
And then you come to.
Ooh, that is kind of freaky.
I have some great stories about it, especially when I was married at the time.
So you're kind of half in, half out. You're able to be ambulatory. You're able to move a little bit, but you're still kind of out. Ooh, you're in this weird state.
Like one
halfway in between the living and the dead.
My ex was telling me one time, I was sleeping, having a nightmare, and then when I woke up, I looked at her and I leaped over her, and I got on the other side of the bed, and then she's like right here, and I come up and I go, "Are you one of the children?"
No.
And she looked at, she's like, "I was looking at you, and you had this look of like
so
deep fear." And then all of a sudden you snapped out of it and you're like, "Why am I on the floor?"
Wow.
And she's like, "You were talking about the children coming after you." And
now, does it always happen when it's in terrible nightmare situations, or can you be in a lustful situation?
No, I never. Like it's only when I had a nightmare, because it's like that. You ever have that feeling when you're halfway falling asleep and you in your mind you trip and you try to catch yourself? Mm-hmm. Imagine that feeling, but like it lasts 20 seconds, right, 45 seconds. So when you realize you're not catching yourself, you try to get up and you're like, "Oh."
Yeah, I just didn't know if maybe you'd wake up and you find yourself in a romantic moment with a Roomba or something. You know? No? It's always terror. It's probably good. It's probably best that way.
Terror, and then
and I guess it's something that happens when
my stuffed hippopotamus is really happy about that. I was kidding.
I guess a lot of this stuff, too, happens to children more often, and as you get older, you kind of outgrow this, although it does sound like you were a young adult when this happened.
I don't think I was in my late 20s, and it still happens.
Almost grown.
It still happens today.
Okay, so maybe not. Maybe it's not just for children.
Yeah.
I just seem to remember or hear about situations like this more often with the children.
Are you one of the children? So that was like,
man.
What I love about that memory is I would always make that joke later in our day-to-day life, and I'm like, "Well, you're one of the children, so I still think you're one of them." And if people didn't know, my ex was a small person, and so it's like, yeah, it was really funny.
Small. Speaking of children,
technically small. Like,
yes, small in stature.
No, the state of Texas would, the ADA would be like, here's.
Technically, she could get special parking if she really tried.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
That was a hard conversation. I was like, "Do it." And she's like, "I don't want." I'm like, "No, why not? You get freaking handicap parking. Like, why would you not want to do that? For the rest of your life, you could have handicap parking. You know how much better your life would be than mine? Just a little bit."
Speaking of children, school is back in, and it did get me thinking about some of my more favorite childhood or school time memories. Do you remember taking lice tests in school?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it seemed like those came around once or twice a year. And it was always cool for a little bit because you got out of class. It was like a nice break from class. But there was always those moments where you were a little nervous that you might actually have the bug.
Do they still have nurses at schools?
That I don't. I mean, I'm sure they do. It's probably a legal thing. They probably have to.
Oh man, I don't know what that is.
But then, you would go through and the teacher would check your hair, the nurse would check your hair, and they were always really, I guess, judicious about it and didn't let you know if anyone had it, but you knew who had it because little Nathan wouldn't return from the check, and you're like, oh, he's not here. He was here a minute ago, and he's not here now. He must have the lice. He must
marked.
have. He's the one.
He's marked. I don't.
They tried not to out the kids, but you can't do that
Yeah.
without outing them, if that makes any sense.
Because I do remember our family. I mean, there was got to be at least one time I'll probably text my mom and ask because I had 5 brothers and sisters.
Oh, you got lice at one point.
Yeah, I'm sure there was a outbreak in the house.
And why is it only with kids? Why don't is there such a thing as adult lice outbreaks?
The only thing I can think of is when we become self-sufficient, we're good.
Okay.
Well, I mean, like you know when to take a shower, you know when to clean yourself, you know when.
I guess so. I guess it's just because kids are just so grubby and touching each other all the time in large, like group situations. There was also like the TB test or the scoliosis test. Those were always great because you got out of class for a couple of minutes.
Well, we have reduced head-to-head contact.
Do we now?
Some
of
low
us do.
frequency of hair sharing. I don't know what that.
I'm sorry.
Like we don't
hair sharing.
Well, like hats, we don't share hats, hairbrushes.
I guess kids do more of that.
And then increased awareness of hygiene practices. So yeah, so I was kind of right.
So I guess, yeah, okay, no, that's fine. I was gonna say, I guess your percentage of catching lice are maybe higher than mine because you have longer hair. I'm guessing it's a longer hair.
I'm rubbing my head on everything.
And you're constantly just dragging your head everywhere.
You know, when people spill something, I'm like, don't worry, I got it. And I just rub it, I just get it with my hair.
The lice test, man.
I'm definitely getting a haircut pretty soon, though.
Well, it's coming up on your 1 year.
It is. And because like when I get it wet, it goes past my collarbone.
Is that the line of demarcation between homeless and employed?
I was like, this is getting a little weird.
Okay.
And plus, I have to ratio my shampoo. So I'm like,
you mean ration?
Ratio, how much I can put in my hand.
Oh, gotcha. I think
I don't want to use more.
Well, speaking of children and school, I remember certain childhood toys that would annoy the absolute hell out of me. And I think one of them we've talked about before is the Rubik's Cube. But the more I think about it as an adult, I think certain toys were probably made to teach children disappointment at a young age. Because I knew right away I was not going to be able to get this thing. And if you ever had a friend that did, he was always usually one of the smarter kids in class.
I did those.
Really? You bucked the trend.
Well, I mean, there's a technique now.
I just think that, like, if you saw the Venn diagram of kids who could do Rubik's Cubes and now who are like doctors or CEOs, there's probably some crossover there. I don't think that radio host is probably in there somewhere.
No, I think what it is can the child just sit and pay attention to something for more than a minute?
Is that all it took? I gave it 40 seconds and I was like, I'm out!
Well, no, eventually you're going to get it.
I don't know, man. I never got it.
Well, I mean, because
I was the one that tried to take the stickers off.
No, it's like I could complete them, but it wouldn't be like 34 seconds or whatever.
Yeah, some of those kids are crazy.
It'd probably be like half a day. I'd just be messing with it and then be like, all right, finally did it. Cool.
Okay, maybe that was my problem because I didn't give it more than a couple of minutes before I'm like, no, this is, I feel like I'm part of some kind of evil experiment here.
Well, no, I think it's just, if something to do, I like puzzles, so I'll
Speaking of puzzles, how about those toys that, like, they were 2 pieces of metal that were wound together, and if you moved them in just the right angle, they came apart. Yeah. Me, I'm sitting there just pulling like a madman.
You know they make those,
and that's why I'm in radio now.
There's like Etsy has like a whole section of puzzle boxes.
Oh, really?
Like how to fit all these in the box, or can you get the rings out?
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I think I topped out at flying kites. I was pretty good at that.
Yeah, flying kites tight.
Yeah, but that's not overly difficult.
Especially when you go into like seagulls and stuff.
I do love the kite at the beach. I also love the kite on a boat when you're kind of trolling around on the lake. Nothing better than the sound of the kite. So great.
Man, that sound effect.
Speaking of disappointment from childhood into adulthood, have you ever been to a children's museum?
I imagine I have.
So I took my kids to these several times when they were younger, man.
Yeah.
And I loved them. They were great because they're not like adult museums. They have like huge slides and a lot of interactive things. But I remember when I first went, I wasn't entirely sure how I was supposed to act in there because it's a children's museum. I'm supposed to know all this stuff already. So I'm so indifferent, like, yeah, I already know all that, but inside I'm like, that's really cool.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that's how a hydroelectronic dam worked. It's amazing, but I have to act like I do, because I'm an adult. I love children's museums. I think school should just be one large children's museum.
I mean, I bet it is now with iPads and crap like that.
Do you think they're still cool now that kids have iPads? Do you think that the children's museum is still a thing?
Well, it has more has more options to do cool stuff.
Oh, like what was the Tom Cruise movie there, where it was like the big
Minority
Report. I don't know, man. But I say we need to take a field trip to the kids museum. We also
talked about like weird hobbies people have. Have you seen those hobbies of the miniature dig sites and stuff like that?
You said dig, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Thought you said something else.
Do you know what I'm talking about? Have you ever seen those?
Oh, wait. Are you saying the sites where you can actually go and rent like some big, large machinery and just dig around in there? Right?
No.
And like pretend? Or is this... I guess I'm not following you.
No, like these guys would get together and it'd be... Imagine a giant... like a table about as big as this or a little bit longer. And it's a dig site, and they'd have miniature construction equipment controlled by, PS5 controllers. And you would dig, and you would get the lumber, cut the lumber with the miniature thing. Like it was like high-powered miniature.
Sounds like something I would have enjoyed. And it's for children. It's for children.
No. Adults are doing it. It's like they hang out. It's like you come over and be like, "Hey, you want to work on the dig?" And be like, and like they're mining and stuff. And they have dump trucks, and it's like. They're fully operational equipment. It's wild. Miniature.
Now, is this taking place at people's houses, or are these sites that are dedicated just for this type of activity?
I think someone builds it for.
Hey, man, you want to go up to the dig? Okay. I mean, I guess they could just get a job at the landfill. Kind of the same thing.
Yeah, let me see.
You're really into this.
I'm gonna find it. No, it's bizarre.
Is this a modern thing, or has this been going on for a while?
Yeah, here it is. I found.
All right, I'm eagerly waiting at the edge of my seat here, Dick, and vamping. Oh, I see it. Okay, so these are okay. Maybe I misunderstood what you were saying, and maybe you said it and I just didn't hear it. These are miniature front end loaders, cranes, and things. They're like remote control RC.
Yeah, but they're fully operational.
So that you can go and dig and move dirt around.
Yeah.
Okay, this does look pretty cool.
So, like, let's see if I can actually show.
This is just playtime for adults.
Yeah. I figured you've seen this before.
I don't think I have, but I noticed one thing that's not in that picture. Children. It is all men in probably 30 plus playing with remote-controlled front-end loaders in the dirt. Yeah.
But, I mean, I think I've seen them where they chop little trees, like twigs and stuff, and then load it and... But see, I think this is just this is what I love.
So is there some sort of competition that goes along with this? Or is this just, hey, man, look at my skills here?
Skills. Like, I do remember there was like an 18-wheeler competition where you had to like...
Back a trailer
in and do different things. Like this guy's towing 2 different deals. How strong is it? How many, what's the towing capacity of your little miniature? What's funny though, if my friend was in this, I'd be like, I see this as equivalent as... play horses.
Dressage?
This is the same to me.
Dressage, whatever it is, dressage.
This is the same.
I do think it's better than air guitar. I think I might be more into this than air guitar.
I give it to you.
Yeah, at least it's something you can touch. All right, buddy, let's go ahead and kick off the show.
Well, we're not going to watch this?
I mean, you can sit there and watch it.
You don't like that?
No, I did like it. I'm waiting for the show music.
I can't believe you didn't...
And vamping.
Well, I didn't want to have the background music of...
the little fake tractors.
Because I think they're gas.
Really?
Yeah, or not like gasoline from the gas station. They're probably like hobby gas. I call it hobby gas. Like RC. You ever seen a RC gas? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Some of those cars are going 70, 80, 90 miles an hour. You got to have gas for that. A Japanese octogenarian. Dick, do you know what an octogenarian is?
No.
That is a woman or man who has lived to the age of 80. A Japanese woman in her 80s was swindled out of thousands of dollars after falling in love with a self-described astronaut who sought her help to avert a spaceship crisis, police said. Now, if this wasn't sad, this would be really, really funny, but yet it still is funny. This helpless woman in Japan's northern Hokkaido island met the fraudster in July on social media who claimed to be a male astronaut.
That's pretty awesome.
And after some exchanges, the scammer one day told her he was in, quote, in space right now, but was under attack and in need of oxygen. So what's the only logical thing to do? Ask this 80-year-old woman for $6,500 so that he could buy some oxygen while in outer space. Sounds perfectly legal to me, perfectly legit. No red flags there.
I would immediately go, what's the price for oxygen these days?
Yeah, exactly. Seems a little low, but I guess he's just trying to figure, if he goes in too high, it seems too obvious.
Yeah.
So this dude claims he's an astronaut in need of oxygen. And okay, so let's just look, I'm not victim blaming here, but
Yeah, you are. It's okay.
I might be. If an astronaut
It's also hindsight.
is out, so there's not a lot of private hobby astronauts. They're usually done through government agencies, the Japanese
You
government,
never know.
the United
Elon Musk
States.
could have a secret space
I suppose he
station.
could. If the guy was in need of some oxygen, I don't think he's going to be looking you up online and asking you. He might go through, I don't know, Space Force or something. Poor thing, she believed it, though. And I guess she sent him untowards of sums of cash before the scam was
I feel
finally
like
up.
this happened before, but the circumstance was like environmentalist.
So this probably does happen.
It's like, hey, I'm trying to save these birds, and I'm camping out here in this forest, this remote area, and we need money.
This one seems like it's on the edge of not being believable, but alas,
I'd be like, send me a selfie, Doug. Doug, the astronaut, send me a selfie.
Like, who do you buy air from up there, anyways?
That's what I'm saying. That's how I'd find out it's fake. Like, how do I send air?
Yeah, I can't get air, but my Venmo works in outer space, right?
I would reply to him like, hey, I found a great price. It's going to cost me like $4,000 instead of $65, and you're good for a whole year. And see what the response is.
Yeah, just send them to a website.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. I don't know. Like I said, part of me wants to feel really sorry for this woman, but on the other side, come on, man. What are you doing, lady? But I do like this guy's like,
she's
let's just throw it out there. See what
She's
lands.
also 80 years old. So there's a chance she has early dementia or something like that. And we have a mutual friend that got scammed.
We do?
Yeah, and I told you about it. Like they convinced they convinced the person,
yes,
and I kid you not, to go to the bank.
Yeah. But I bet you that person didn't say they were an astronaut. My assumption is there are most people are going to realize this is not real. I'm guessing.
Well, I think it's also kind of one of those things where they say like the IRS will never come to your door.
Correct. But how would they? I always hear the IRS will never do this. They will never do that. They will never do this. I'm like, well, what do they do then? At some point, they get money out of people.
Yeah.
But how? I don't know. Well, more than 64.
Yeah, I would prefer them to come to the door.
Yeah, that seems like it's a little bit more legit than a text. Oh, I must respond.
Yeah, I wonder what the failure to appear is on that kind of stuff. Where it's like, hey, this is the FBI. We need to talk to you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, no, I wouldn't believe that for a second.
Right.
And it's like, you want me to meet you in some random building at some random time? Like, no, wait, man, I'm getting jumped.
Well, more than 64,000, bless you, more than 64,000 Americans were taken for over $1 billion in romance scams alone in the year 2023, which is double the $500 million just 4 years earlier.
What would be your romance scam?
So I was traveling in Boston and saw this robot on the side of the road that had been decapitated. It looked like he had traveled long and far from across Europe into Canada, and then once he hit the mean streets of Boston, he was decapitated. I need $10,000 cash to fix Hitchbot. That's where I'm going.
You think Hitchbot was a scam, huh?
No, I don't think it's a scam, but I'm going to use it as a scam.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Really tug at the heartstrings of people.
It's not really romance,
R.I.P.
is it?
Hitchbot.
It's got to be romance.
Oh, okay. Well,
I think my angle would be is you start talking to me on the internet and I get you, I hook you, I got you. And
just with your striking good looks?
Well, everything.
Right. I was like, what am I thinking? Yeah, why would I stop at looks?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And what I would slowly do is say, hey, I found a good deal on a plot of land in some remote island, and I want to build us our dream home. And then you could slowly siphon money from it. You send them update pictures of fake construction crew, and it's like, oh, we're almost ready. I'm going to get you a plane ticket. You're And you can do that for a year and get at least 100
So
grand.
you're much better at this than I am.
See, and like that way you can continue talking. Oh, there is some buildup. There's some thing. Here's some pictures. Here's some convincing evidence. And then by the time she's like, well, I really want to come out there.
You're going. Bye-bye.
Well, no, I was never there. I'd be like, yeah, here's the address.
No, but I mean, you're gone. You disappear.
And I would definitely set up for my own personal enjoyment a little camera across the...
Just to watch?
Just to watch this poor lady.
Oh, look at her.
Look at her. She's crying.
There's nothing there but a bunch of trees.
Yeah.
You're sick, buddy.
I'm just playing around.
In 1969,
actually,
Dick.
I bet that is like a scam. I could see that being a scam.
I bet it's happened. Especially with AI now. You can build anything, send pictures of some sort of construction for your love island.
Well, I told you about getting on the dating apps, and like half of that crap's a scam. And it's really funny to play with it, like go along with it. It's like, my favorite is the crypto. It's like, are you into crypto? And I'm like,
That's the second question.
Yeah, second question. And I'm like, yeah, totally, man. I love it. And they're like, well, look how much money I made today. I'm like, oh, good for you. Good job.
Awesome.
You want to know my secret? I don't really care. Well, let me tell you.
I just said I don't care.
Yeah, I don't care. Tell me your secret.
My crypto wallet's so fat, baby. In a 1969 study, Dick, researchers found that the abdominal gas in 18 military men who agreed not to fart during a simulated flight more than quadrupled as the altitude climbed from ground level to nearly 30,000 feet.
I can't imagine me doing that. It wouldn't quadruple. I would be that guy in the test plane and be like, sir, you gotta stop. The whole point is not doing it. And I'm like, oh, I didn't know.
Well, the researchers coined this term jet belly. You see, at sea level, gravity pulls air molecules tightly to Earth, keeping the atmosphere dense. But as you climb higher, the air thins and the pressure drops. Yeah. And even though airline cabins are pressurized, they don't fully match sea level, so your intestines inflate just a little bit. So you mean to tell me, all these times I've been flying on the airline the last several years, everybody just letting squeakers go with jet belly. Kidding me. I had no idea I thought it was just me.
That's why we had to, as a family, we banned eating Cinnamon Toast Crunch as a family when we go on trips.
For
some reason,
is that a source of gastrointestinal?
For some reason, the Schistler boys
can't handle the Cinnamon Toast Crunches,
it would be terrible.
The CTCs?
That was some of my favorite memories is driving across the country, and like my brother and I, we would lay them out, and it'd be like where you had to open the window, but and like my sister, and of course my mom, my dad would get furious, like, you boys
sneak some. Did you eat some Cinnamon Toast Crunch?
Oh no, that's what my mom. That's what her theory was. She's like, I don't know what you boys are eating, but I know what you're eating, so we got to figure this out. And Cinnamon Toast Crunch was like our go-to cereal. My brother and I, it's like, no more Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Like, wait, you're getting plain Cheerios. I'm like, what?
Well, for some, the experience is just mildly uncomfortable, but for others, it can be downright painful and even trigger a flare-up of colitis, a simple type of colon inflammation. Yeah. Jet belly is a reminder that while our bodies evolved to resist gravity's pull, they're also tuned to the atmospheric squeeze gravity creates. But rest assured, Dick, here's what's great. There are ways that you can minimize your jet belly. Oh, yeah. Simple in-seat movements can make a big difference. One of the tricks is something he calls jet belly release. Now, I know you have experienced jet belly release before on an airplane, but this is not in the way that you think. To do it, you place your hand about 2 or 3 inches below your belly button and press gently but firmly. And then start massage. Then,
it works.
Start massaging your right side in the direction of your right hip bone. Mm-hmm.
So up and down?
Keep doing this to help, quote, milk the gas through the
this is a great episode.
Ileocecal valve, a little gateway between the small intestine and the colon. Once the air moves into the colon, which has much more capacity, it can be released more easily.
What I love about this is, like, imagine this is like an actual condition you have, and you have to do it on the airplane, and you're sitting next to the dude. You're like, oh, I gotta rub here, okay. right here, and then like the guy hits your arm, and, on accident, and you're like,
Oh,
it's like
premature.
Like, no!
I do think you have to be a little careful if you're a few inches below your belly button massaging if you're on the plane.
Yeah, you look a little.
You might look a little sus.
I mean, look at that's not.
And here I thought I just implemented the whole lift one leg up kind of mode. I didn't have any idea that there was a whole technique here. I can't wait to try it.
No. Now I'm gonna be self-conscious next time I get on a plane. I'm like, I'm just gonna start just.
It says if you're still feeling bloated, you can do seat twists.
Can you just take Gas X? Isn't that what Gas X is?
Yeah, I mean, that's not an exercise. It is an actual chemical, I guess, that releases inside your body. But it says you can do seat twists by gently rotating your torso from side to side to help mobilize your intestines.
You know what I'm going to do next time we travel together, Andrew? I'm 100% going to eat a bunch of Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
I can't wait.
And I'll be like, Andrew, guess what I did today? And you're like, what? I ate a whole box of Cinnamon Toast Crunch before we came on.
It's going to be an interesting trip after that. And lastly,
I don't think I've had Cinnamon Toast Crunch since then.
That's probably your intestines.
I think I'm missing out.
And so is everyone else, apparently.
Yeah.
And lastly, if that doesn't help, consider occasionally breathing slowly and deeply while exhaling through pursed lips. God, I got a fart.
Wouldn't that be great though? If some person's like, I'm worried about this guy on row C, seat 5.
Yeah, he's all squirming and breathing and rubbing, twisting around. What is wrong with that guy? Oh, he's just got jet belly.
He's just trying not to fart.
Can you imagine if they add that to the list of things to do before a flight? They give all the safety briefing and all the exits and everything, and also now how to combat jet belly. Begin to gently rub.
No, and then you really scare them, though. You do those statistics, like you said. It's like, hey, this airplane is hosting 65 people. That means on average, every 2 minutes, someone is farting or like releasing gas. So make sure to rub that jet belly. And everyone's sitting there looking at each other like, every 3 minutes?
Well, what I don't think is well understood is that technique was to help you release it.
Yeah.
Not to hold it in. It's to help it get it out.
I believe it.
Yeah, baby. Moving on, Dick, do you know what nominative...
No, let's keep talking about this.
No, I think we've noted this quite enough. Do you know what nominative determinism is?
No.
It's the hypothesis that people tend to gravitate towards areas of work or interest that fit their names. It's kind of interesting. This term was first used in the magazine New Science in 1994 after the magazine's humorous feedback column. Some of these old magazines will have a feedback column. Noted that several scientific studies were carried out with remarkably fitting surnames. So in other words, a book about polar explorations was authored by a man named Daniel Snowman, and a book on urology had researchers named Splatt and Whedon. So the idea here is if your name...
Like Amy Freeze, meteorologist.
There you go. If your last name is Sprinkles, you're probably going to be doing the evening weather news, right?
Interesting. Or making cupcakes.
Yeah. I just wish my last name would have been PGA Tour. Would have been a lot easier in life.
Well, that means you could be like a caddy.
Yeah, with my luck. Yeah. So close, damn it.
Monkey's hand.
Monkey's paw.
Monkey's paw. That's what we got. What would Schistler be?
I don't know, man. No. Well, the reason I bring that up is there will no longer be a hamburger at the UK McDonald's because Zoe Hamburger, the chain's senior vice president and chief officer in Britain, has left her role after only 18 months. That's right. This woman's name is Zoe Hamburger. Yeah. And she was a CEO at McDonald's. In fact, she has been working at McDonald's nearly her entire adult life.
All right, side conversation. I've noticed, and I don't know if you've noticed this, on Thursdays when we record, they have city council meetings, right?
Focus, Dick, focus.
Well, they now started having metal detectors.
Yes.
I kind of want to test them. I want to see what kind of metal we can get away with and go.
I don't think it's something you want to. But you know what? Go ahead. I'll record. Yeah. You go through there and see what you can get away with.
No,
I just got some jet belly.
Oof.
I think it would have been funnier though if this woman Zoe Hamburger worked at Chick-fil-A or maybe like Impossible Meats or something like that.
There's got to be a funny sports name, like a guy who plays baseball and his last name is like
Bunt
or Bunt.
Yeah. It's Larry Bunt up to bat.
Yeah, there's got to be one.
Well, how did we not see that coming? The dribbler down the third baseline.
Yeah. Well, there's got to be like a guy who is in the orchestra. Yeah.
Well, after she was hired, she said that she was aware of the nominative determinism with her
Billy
name.
Strings.
Yeah, is that his real name?
And I don't know. Let's look at that.
Yeah, see, Billy String, I think that's one of those things where you kind of go with it and change it. But if it was his name, poor kid had no choice but to play the guitar.
Yeah.
She told the Times, "What can I say? I guess some things are meant to be."
No, he's a lie.
Mm-hmm.
His real name is William Lee Apostle. That's a hell of a last name right there.
Yeah, I'd change it too. All right, last story here before the break. A Prince George man, I guess that's a city in British Columbia.
Well, what happened? His last name's Apostle.
Yeah, that's too much to live up to.
Which is an older variation of Apostle.
Right, that's too much. That's too much pressure.
Maybe
I'll just play the guitar instead.
Yeah, he could be one of the Jesus's followers.
He could have been.
Maybe he is.
But it's easier just to play some bluegrass jammy music. Let's be honest. A Prince George man was pulled over by police after driving a child-sized pink toy Barbie Jeep along one of the main roads in the north central British Columbia city.
I always wonder if he get in trouble for doing that.
So it's kind of interesting. The article goes on, but apparently this guy was just hanging out with his buddy, and they wanted to go to the local Quickie Mart and pick up a Slurpee. Just a Slurpee. That's all he said he wanted. And at first, his friend just walked alongside him while he drove it because, quote, "I'd never driven one before." And everything was fine when he was on side streets, but it got problematic when he turned onto one of the main avenues. And right there was an undercover cop that busted him. And not only did they bust him, they arrested him, which I think seems to be a bit much. But apparently the man had some priors and was under the influence.
No, duh.
No kidding. But yeah, when I saw this, I'm like, wouldn't they just ticket him or tell him to get off the road? They cuffed him right there.
Yeah.
I'm actually more impressed that he was able to fit into the pink Barbie Jeep.
True.
Because he appears to be a full-size man, not that size of your ex, an actual full-size person. And he somehow got it to work. So you know what?
Yeah.
More power to this guy. More power to him. All right, it's a pretty good time to take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk about living on the high seas. Right here on the Audience of One Show. Everyone stick around.
Car enthusiasts of Conroe, FM 104.5 and 106.1 Lone Star Community Radio invites you to shift into gear every Monday from 1 to 2 with Cruising Car Club Talk with Robert and Randy for news on all things automotive in the greater Houston-Conroe area. Can't make a live show? We've got you covered. You can find all of our uncut content, including full episodes on Spotify, iTunes, Play Store, YouTube, Facebook, and irlonestar.com. Again, that's Mondays 1 to 2, Cruising Car Club Talk with Robert and Randy. See you there.
Part 2 of the AOO episode 912. We are back. I don't have a cool written out statement like Andrew does, where I know he writes that while on the toilet for the whole week. He slowly builds that neat intro he does, but he also needs friends. So email him at audienceofOneShow@gmail.com with your funny articles, and we'll give you a shout out onesie. That's audienceofOneShow@gmail.com. Remember, Andrew needs a friend.
You know, I do have a desk. I don't always just work from the toilet.
I mean, I don't know you.
Good God.
The first half of this episode is about farting.
Hey, we're getting back to what we do best, okay? It hasn't been a great news week, so let's get back into some levity and some fun, frivolous things like toots.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, you know what's unfortunate is when something happens in the world that social media makes us talk about it constantly.
Not here though, on the Audience of One.
And
we're owned by nobody, damn it.
Yeah, we pull up articles from 1996.
Right, exactly, and reference gas studies from 1969.
Oh yeah, like we deep dive.
Oh yeah,
and somehow Andrew conveniently doesn't know what the dark web is. Yeah, right. He probably lives on the dark web.
It is kind of ironic, isn't it?
Yeah, I feel like that's BS.
Maybe I am the dark web incarnate.
I mean, I remember the dark web. Those were great days. Well, no.
Back
actually,
when I was younger, I used to dark web all the time.
Well, I mean, it makes you think of today what was considered like indecent or graphic 20 years ago. Now is like you can just post that stuff. kind of
can.
wild, right?
You can.
That's kind of wild.
Yeah, there's really no filter. Like the news media used to play that filter role before the internet and social media and would allow you to post just about anything instantly.
like that
and so
lady-
things would not get out. There would be concern for, decency or the feelings of the people involved. But
Yeah,
now no one cares.
Well, think about that lady who took the baseball from that family.
Yes.
And I'm like, I wonder what the first encounter she had seeing that. Because that's got to be surreal.
She's still,
right?
her identity isn't known, which is really crazy to me that we still don't know who she is.
If anyone's seen it,
Philly's Karen is
yeah,
who
I don't know who they're playing. Yeah, look it up, and it's
It was a
wild.
Florida team.
Was it
It was the
Marlins or
Marlins and
Marlins?
Philly, and they were in Florida as Philly fans, I
Yeah.
believe. So there weren't hardly anybody in the stands. Ball goes into the stands. It basically right in front of her. She bends down to get it. The ball rolls to the row in front of her, to the man in front of her. He grabs it. He says he pulled it out of her hands.
Well, he walks back probably like 7 seats to his kid
Mhm.
and gives him the ball.
Right, which is what you're supposed to do, lady.
It is kind of strange that he walked over that many rows
Mhm.
to get a baseball.
No, it's free for all,
I know, but see, like I can understand
and
if
there's
it was,
nobody there.
I can understand if it was like immediately around us, but
No,
no,
man.
he walked.
Sure,
He
she
walked-
she was in closer proximity.
Yeah,
But the point is, I think we overinflate the value of those balls anyways. They're worth nothing outside of maybe the emotional attachment you have to it. And you're an adult, man. The kid probably deserves that ball anyways.
no,
way
I did
more.
like how
Not deserves
my
it, but
favorite
would
part of that.
enjoy it.
My favorite part of that video is the scared man. He probably had a night terror face because you know what I'm talking about. His reaction when
He
she like
did seem to acquiesce rather easily.
yeah, he's like,
Ladies yelling at me here, take the
Yeah,
ball.
I was-
Yeah, he did seem, but his
because you know if that was in Philadelphia, they'd be yelling. Everyone would be
oh
yelling.
yeah, she wouldn't try that stuff in Philly.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think he just said he didn't
sounds
want
like
to.
Florida makes people soft.
He didn't want to. He was avoiding a confrontation, basically.
But no, but his reaction was classic.
Mhm.
Like he literally cowered in fear.
He
Like
did.
It's like someone touched his funny bone, but the funny bone was his whole body.
I think
He's like,
I think he was just.
oh, he's
did one of
startled.
those- He was startled for one, but then he just like, oh god. I think that was what it.
Well,
what,
when he realized what was happening, I'm talking
Yeah.
about the first 2
Yeah,
seconds.
"Whoa."
He was like, it's like saw a ghost or something. It was great. And then,
baseball.
oh yeah, no, I would have thrown the ball back
Right.
because I've done that. I
Yeah,
was like,
I
I don't
know
want
you
this.
have.
I don't want this.
Show off your cannon of an arm.
And then I pretend to give it to a kid. I'm like, no.
Don't even make it past the warning track.
Yeah.
So
I
sad.
got a cannon, dog.
I bet you do. How fast do you think you could throw a baseball right now?
Oh,
If you and I were to go out
30?
to the carnival, really at your max?
I mean, I bet it'd be in the 30s. That's just being like,
It's
I-
hard.
I
Like, you
hope-
think that's as fast as you can throw it?
Oh, accurately 30?
I mean, it's got to not super accurate. Just how fast can you throw a baseball within a 4x4
I don't know.
area?
I would
You said say 30.
Hopefully 30.
Man, I don't know. I honestly don't know. I would like to say I could throw it 40 miles an hour, but I really don't know if I could.
Pop your shoulder out.
That's probably what I would do. A tendon come snapping out of there. Because I remember the only.
I played baseball with my nephew. I would say like 5 months ago,
Mhm.
and he's really good. And so I kept doing pop flies to him, and I was like, "Can I get a bat?" He's like, "What?" I was like, "I'm getting tired. I've thrown it like 40 times."
And while you're in that bat, get me a beer too.
He actually kind of did.
Kind of did.
Uh,
No, I remember getting my speed recorded on a pitch one time at like a carnival, and I wasn't going full speed, and I was a child. And the thing was, you could throw it once, and then you had to see if you could guess your next speed. And I remember it being like 33, 34, something like that. And I wasn't full speed, but I was giving it a pretty good toss. So, but I was younger. I don't know. Maybe we need to try that. That'd be fun to.
how do we?
I don't know.
Oh,
Is there-
actually, I know the guys from Diamond Baseball.
Let's do it, dude.
I know those guys.
Let's do it.
It's over here by the bowling alley on the other end of 45.
We'll see if you can clock 30.
They do. there's-
Just hear the sound of that ball rocketing at 30 miles an hour
Yeah, he said I
into
could
the
come
catcher's
over.
mitt. That'd be
'Cause
great.
I told him he came in Diamond Sports Complex. That's the company. They train kids and they have camps and all this cool stuff. But I remember talking to him. I was like, "Hey, can I come over there
It's a free plug.
I want to see a baseball go 100 miles an hour by me."
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, "Yeah, we could do that." And I'm like, "Yeah, I want to just see it. I want to see what that feels like. A 100-mile fastball."
So they have a cage or a machine that will pitch that fast.
yeah.
Wow.
And I was like, I just want to see it. I'm not gonna try to hit it.
No, well, you couldn't turn on
And
that thing.
I just want to see it. I want to pretend I have a bat, and I
Mhm.
want to just just see it.
I have been in a batting cage with 70, and I couldn't turn on it. I mean, I never played, but it's insanely fast. I could not imagine 100 miles
That'd be
an hour.
fun. That'd be so much fun,
Yeah.
dude.
Well, I feel like, Dick, the weather might be getting a little bit cooler. I know we had some temperatures overnight in the 60s the other day.
Yeah, it was 63 2 mornings ago.
Oh, yeah. And anytime the weather starts to turn like this in the fall, I always want to go to one of those farmers markets. You know how they have the little farmers markets out there where everybody brings
reminds
their
me.
wares and their fruits and their tomatoes.
Are you a robe guy?
Oh, my God. That was an abrupt change. Am I a robe guy? Depends. Why? Why do you
I'm just
ask?
asking, like, after you take a shower or whatever.
No, I have not worn a robe unironically in years. Although I'd like to. They seem like it's freeing.
It's got to be a northeastern thing.
And
or
I
a
also
northern
think
thing.
it might be good if you get the right kind of material to help you dry off if you can't reach all the spots. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, is that so? It's meant to dry you
I
off.
don't know. I'm just saying it might be an added benefit. Why are you asking? I'm nervous.
Why are you nervous?
You asked me if I'm a robe guy.
Well, because
it's a weird question,
I went
man.
out. I went out when it was.
I'm asking about farmers markets.
when it was 63. So like my morning routine, I'm like in my boxers and my shirt, and I'm feeding the dogs, and I'm like walking the dogs, going back property, I'm like, boop, 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 having a good time, having my coffee,
Mm-hmm.
and it was cold, and I was like, you know what? I'm kind of cold.
Where's my robe? Fetch me my robe.
And I'm like, do I have a robe? Do I need one now? Like,
See, I
and-
think that's the main difference between you and I. If I step outside in the morning, I go, ooh, it's a little chilly. I might go, I may need to get a jacket, a nice pullover. You say, where's my robe?
I don't have
I
a
think
robe.
that's
I
the
don't
main
have a robe.
difference between you and I.
No, I don't have a robe. I was thinking like a robe would
Damn,
be
I wish
nice
I had
right
a
now.
robe right now.
A robe would
Do
be
you
nice
think,
right now.
are you supposed to like use the same rules as a Scottish kilt? You know, where there's nothing underneath. Is
That's
that the
up to
rules?
you. That's up to you.
Seemed like it'd be much more freeing that way.
Well, I mean, it just depends. I don't sleep naked.
Glad you don't.
I know some people do. I don't.
I can't do that. I'm too nervous.
I overheat.
What?
It's weird.
That doesn't make any
I
sense.
sweat so much. I don't know what it is. Because I've fallen asleep naked plenty of times.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And I always
What
wake.
the hell was I even talking about? Oh, farmers market. Oh yeah. I feel like the farmers market is kind of taken the shine off the flea market because
No, I
they're
think-
not exactly the same thing. But I do feel like there's much more. They're
feel like-
much more popular now than flea markets are. Right. Because when we were kids, I don't remember farmers markets as much as
I do.
I do remember flea markets.
I mean, farmers markets were still around in smaller towns. It was just the flea market had different stuff.
Yeah, you get like a switchblade, a throwing star,
Yeah,
like a
you would get
Dooney
your
and Burke
cabbage,
handbag. Everything at
Eggs and stuff.
farmers markets are like artisanal.
Well, no. Would you go to a flea market and buy their eggs?
Mm-mm. That's why I didn't say they were the same thing. I just said I think it's kind of taking the shine away from the flea market. I, for one, say bring back the flea market, man. I think those things are great. I like it to where you've had two of the same people selling basically the same wares and T-shirts for 20 years, and they hate each other. You know, they've been at the same booth just looking at each other. I like that stuff.
Yeah.
You can just feel the tension in the air. Farmers markets.
The saddest thing is go down 105, head east towards Cut and Shoot.
Mhm, always cut and shoot.
There used to be a flea market, you could tell because the way the huge structure was built, and like no one did anything for it with 20 years, and it's just like a dead
Yeah,
flea
it's
market.
empty buildings
Sad.
now.
And
Mm.
I'm like, I wonder what kind of drugs you could buy there.
We need to record from there.
You think so?
Yeah,
You would
maybe.
freak. You would be like, oh, I don't want to touch this. Oh, where's my off?
Ew, is that droppings from an animal?
I'll bring like a gallon of hand sanitizer for you, but here, just put your feet in this.
Dick, I saw the other day a car that had the sticker on the back of it that said 13.1. I'm sure you've seen these before.
Is that them trying to say they're more than a 10?
Touche.
That's the way I read it. I'm like,
Forever
they
and
must be
ever,
really hot in that car.
I didn't know what those were until it finally dawned on me. That's half of 26.2, which is a marathon. So this is someone who has run a half marathon. 13.1.
Okay, good for them.
Yeah. I saw one of those the other day and it reminded me of it. I was like, oh, I hadn't seen one of those in a while because it seemed like they were kind of popular there for a while. But do you think the people who have the 26.2 kind of look at the people with the 13.1 and just kind of,
I don't know if it turns you're a butthead or not.
you're only like half impressed? That's cute.
That's what-
13.1, huh?
That's when you do like the Iron Man crap. You have 3 stickers.
Yeah. Yeah, they got all kinds of stuff. 100-mile bike ride.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nuts.
What is it, like 6 mile swim?
2.5 mile swim, 100-mile bike ride, and then top it off with a nice
Marathon.
26.2 mile marathon. No thanks. No thanks.
You know what? That would be a good joke for your buddies.
What's that?
Get that sticker and I'll put it on your car.
Even though you...
I put it on your car.
Well, people might look at me and maybe think I'm capable of running at least a 7.4.
Probably do that 10 years ago.
No, I've never been a runner, sadly.
Maybe I should do that and just will say I'm lazy or I'm fat. I like that one. Well, I still don't understand putting that on your car.
Just let people know how bad
it's kind of weird. It's kind of weird.
I don't know. Teach his own, man.
It's kind of weird.
Well, you know what you need to do next time you see one? Just rip it off.
Well, no. What I'll do is I'll ask them, like, why did you put it on there? Is it like is it a code? You know, it's kind of like the upside down pineapple. Is it a code?
It could be.
Does it mean like you don't talk to people at a certain level unless they have a 13.1 minimum or 26 point?
I do think I should put like a 0.4 on mine. Like, yep, rounded the corner, folks.
1,000 steps.
Sticker. Dick, this is interesting. Several sweepstakes winners who won annual lifetime payouts said they are no longer receiving their yearly winnings. Dick, are you familiar with the Publishers Clearinghouse?
Yeah.
That was a huge thing back in the 80s and 90s. No, it was not a scam, but they have recently gone bankrupt, and some of these people who are receiving lifetime payouts are no longer receiving their checks. Yikes, man. Now, part of me kind of wants to feel sorry for these people.
How did you even get in it? Do you have to pay like $5? Is it like lottery or how does it work?
So I never quite understood, one, how they had all their money and how you actually got signed up.
What's it called again?
Publishers Clearinghouse. The way I understand it with my limited knowledge is it was some sort of marketing for magazine sales. And they would go door to door and sell these things for subscriptions, and then you could get your name entered into a pool to win untold sums of cash and prizes and hookers and all kinds of stuff. But they had such a huge budget. They would do things during the Super Bowl back in the 90s. It was massive, and I never understood. Well, apparently, they went bankrupt in April. Yeah. And at least 10 winners who had been receiving annual payments never received their check. And some of the folks are like saying, hey, man, why didn't you say anything to us? Just all of a sudden it stopped because a lot of these guys, and there is a picture of this man, he's Wiley, 61 years old, won $260,000 a year for life in $5,000 a week payments. Now, that's interesting. After taxes, you're probably looking at $180,000, $160,000 a year. You can live a good, nice life that way, right? But it's just one of those sums of money where you can run through it really easy. And he hasn't worked in decades, and now all of a sudden he's flat broke. And part of me wants to feel sorry for the guy. You know, oh man, that sucks, the human aspect of it. But at the same time, the bro's been getting a free ride for the past 10 to 20 years. You know, it's like, well, couldn't you have just saved just a little? But I guess if you got nothing to do, no work, and just getting a check in the mail every week for $5, you're probably going to spend it all. Well, he says it feels like a nightmare. You're reading all about...
I'm all in it, dude.
The Publishers Clearinghouse. Dick's like, dang it, I'm just a decade late from winning my
No, it's
my
more
fortune.
about the laws that were made after it. Deceptive Mail Prevention and Enforcement Act of 2000.
Mm-hmm.
And what their practices were and how they got in trouble.
Well, one of the things I wanted you to show was this John Wiley receiving his huge check. And it does say $5,000 a week. And then it says, quote, forever. Now, it does have forever in quotes. So I guess legally that's their out. You know, hey, look, we didn't say it. What do you think forever means, man?
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting.
Imagine doing that for the IRS.
What?
Well, it's the week. And you probably have to pay quarterly with your taxes.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, you know what? All that hassle, never mind. I don't want it.
Well, I mean, I would immediately just say, hey, just take half of it and just give me cash.
Yeah, I don't think that was an option. I think it was always doled out over time.
What?
I don't think it was like the lottery, you know. Okay, now you're showing the picture of him. Yeah, look at that. $5,000 a week. Quote, forever.
Is he just shaking?
Yeah, it looks like he might have some sort of muscular issue there.
Maybe he's just so happy that he got it. That's actually pretty cool.
I don't know. He may have some sort of
No, I think he's
issue
fine. Oh, this is years later where he's not getting.
Yeah,
his money anymore.
here's this check. It sucks now, man. Well, I'm sorry, John.
He looks
Why-
good though. He looks good for getting $5,000 a week for like 10 years or whatever it
I
was.
think it was 20, maybe.
Yeah,
maybe
he's
10.
doing.
I don't know.
He's doing great.
Dick, are you familiar with what?
I mean, he's got. Look at that. It's got still
Oh,
weed whackers. He's
look at him.
paying. That money went to some good equipment right there.
It's got some nice tats too. Dick, are you familiar with what seasteading is?
No.
Seasteading is an interesting concept, and it was regarded to be a major revolutionary spectacle.
He's like, my gravel pay for this.
It refers to development alternative nations and societies on the oceanic domain. That's right, building homes out on the
Oh,
ocean
perfect.
so that you are free from the laws and the tyranny of government.
Imagine the night terrors I'd have there.
No one can hear.
Yeah, I'd be
Off the
freaking out
side.
all the time.
Well, its origins can be traced back to the start of the early 1980s, though it was thought that even during the early 21st century, firm steps were taken to bring this visualized fantasy to life. This is interesting.
Would you immediately think I'm like an evil villain if I lived in one of these? Because we're not talking like houseboats.
No, I want. Well, there's
we're-
all kinds
yeah.
of different versions of this,
Like
and
this-
houseboat is certainly one of those. But I want you to show this picture of this seasteading.
Is
It
it
looks
real?
like a village. Man, I don't know. It looks like
It doesn't
something out
look
of outer.
real.
It doesn't look real. But the concept of seasteading originated as a means of relocating to other feasible geographies so as to evade the problems and threats caused by contemporary society and
'cause
other
there's not any
international
threats
conflicts.
from
Yeah,
waves
have you
and-
not heard of pirates? So
Oh.
I guess basically what this
Pirates.
is you take the concept or the idea that, hey, man, once we get out
This is
200,
Waterworld all written all over it,
200
dog.
miles into the sea, we can play blackjack. We can do whatever.
Oh,
we
that's
can snort
true.
coke off of hookers' butts. We can do whatever we want. And they took this to the nth degree.
But
Yeah, that's the best place to snort it. And said, why don't we just live out here, man?
I like it.
Seasteading.
I mean, I would do it.
Well, it does seem like a concept that you'd be really into. Ain't no laws out here, man. I can do whatever I want. Pirate
what kind
radio.
of- what-
Pirate radio.
What kind of robe would I wear every day?
You wouldn't have to wear a robe. You can just walk right on
I'd be
out
like
there.
that guy who got made fun for wearing Speedos.
You'd say, look at this, ladies. Helicopter. Watch this. Helicopter.
Yeah, you don't remember that? We talked about that article. That guy getting made fun of for wearing a Speedo.
I mean, no.
Did you see that?
Mm-mm. I mean, I make fun of people wearing Speedos.
Well, it's one of those funny interviews because he's with his family and he's wearing a Speedo and they're all wearing matching bathing suits. And his is like the most revealing one, ironically. And then what was great is in the interview, apparently someone on some famous talk show made fun of him. He's like, look at this. This is your husband wearing this tiny Speedo and everyone else is wearing like one-piece bathing suits and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Get a clue.
And then when I was like, oh, that's kind of mean, whatever. But then when they interview the guy, he proudly goes, I have a Speedo collection. And I was like, oh, they probably don't want to say that, man. They're making fun of you for wearing a Speedo. Now you're going really into it. But yeah, you look it up. It's pretty funny.
I will. Well, there's a whole Seasteading Institute, apparently, that was founded in 2008.
I dig it, man.
You may want
I
to check out
dig
their
it.
website and read the bylaws and the HOAs there. But anyways,
Oh, there's bylaws?
maybe. A California woman is facing 6 years in prison, Dick. This is not funny. This is serious. 6 years in prison for allegedly registering her dog to vote and casting mail-in ballots in 2 elections.
Oh, wow.
One of which was counted, the Orange County District Attorney's Office announced. This is nuts. Laura Lee Yurex, 62 of Costa Mesa, was charged with 5 felonies, including perjury, procuring or
Yeah.
offering a false forged document to be filed,
Not
blah,
a very
blah,
smart
blah.
woman.
No, and part of this is because she did what? Posted it online. Showing pictures of her and her dog wearing an I voted sticker right there. Again, if you're going to do this, people, you can't post it. On her social media, according to the district attorney, like I said, she posted a picture of her dog wearing an I voted sticker with her ballot in January 2022. What do you think the chances are that anyone who does this, their pet voting differently than their owner?
Well, I bet you this woman's crazy enough to let the pet decide. It's
You
like
think?
put paw what you want, put treat. You put like a treat on the thing and be like, Oh, we ate that one. Got to vote for that one.
Mhm. I have a feeling they're all voting the way of their owners. Just going to throw that out there. I raised this dog to be a good Republican, but just crazy about Biden. That ain't happening. That ain't happening, man.
No, they love their dog. They let their dog make their own choices.
I don't think so. What? Who would your dog choose? Freddie?
Me. 100% right-in. Whoever, actually, she'd probably vote for whoever feeds her.
It says another post from October of 2024 shows a photograph of Maya's dog Tag and a vote by mail ballot with the caption, "Maya is still getting her ballot, even though the dog had previously passed away." Dude, the dog ain't even alive.
That's a little weird.
Yeah, that's where we draw the line.
That's a little
If
weird.
the dog wants to vote and decides himself, it's fine, but...
I think that's kind of fun. I wonder who else is that crazy to do that.
Well, it says her arraignment was scheduled for September 9th,
how
so
old
that
was
was
she?
just a couple of days ago. 62 years old. Are you trying to size her up or what?
No, I'm just trying to see. Same thing with that 80-year-old Japanese woman getting astronaut scammed.
Dick, this is an interesting story, and it's been all over the news, so I'm sure most everybody's heard about this by now, but a surgeon with a sexual obsession for cutting off parts of his body had his own legs amputated as part of an insurance scam.
I sent this to you.
That's correct, in the UK said
I
on
thought
Thursday.
it was awesome. I was like, because I saw the fetish part.
This is
I was like,
really
what does that
weird,
mean? What does that? He
man.
cuts off his own legs.
So
But it made it sound like his fetish was he wanted to do stuff without legs. So it wasn't the act of cutting the legs as like his
it was
fetish.
living as an amputee.
Living as an amputee and doing it as an amputee.
Mm-hmm.
And when I say it, I mean, relations.
Mm-hmm. Well, we talked about
Farm to table.
nominal determinism earlier.
Yeah.
This doctor's name was Neil Hopper. 49 years
It
old.
all comes back.
Submerged his own legs for 8 hours in a combination
Man.
of ice and dry ice so that they would have to be removed,
dude.
while falsely claiming to insurances that he had
I thought-
sepsis.
Isn't that great?
No, it's not great, Dick.
I
It's
thought
really
you would
not.
enjoy that article.
So apparently this was a doctor who would amputate people's arms and limbs as part of
'Cause he
normal
gets it.
routine.
He gets it.
And then he was kind of obsessed with it and
Yeah.
said he wanted to live a life, I'm guessing, as a said amputee.
But the weird thing is in the headline they made it sexual. So I was like, where's the sexual part?
Well, I think it's because he was found to have had a presence on on the dark web.
Oh, looking for a mate.
Yeah, yeah, dabbling in
You can say it. Tell me what you're thinking.
graphic material of the sexual kind with people who may or may not be missing limbs. He was into it.
Oh, okay. See, when I was reading, I got the idea is that he wanted to be an amputee because that's the only way he felt like he could be with somebody. Is like he didn't like having legs, and he's like, no woman or man will take me if I have legs.
So
I need to not have them.
In one way, I wouldn't trust a tattoo artist who didn't have tattoos or a podiatrist who maybe wasn't a little bit into feet. I don't know that I need my doctor who amputates limbs to not have limbs. He can be fully ambulatory. It's okay.
I do the same thing I get accused of all the time.
He was true to the bit.
People are always like, you're interviewing me right now. And I'm like, what? Like, it sounds like you're interviewing. Okay, I'll stop.
Are you telling me about arguments that you've had with ladies?
Yes, 100%.
Hopper's scam was motivated by his sexual interest in amputation and
I wouldn't call them
greed.
arguments. I like this article, though. I love it. Like,
Yeah,
that's
it's really
that's
sick,
a wild
man.
story. And the fact that his last name is Hopper is
He had an
hilarious.
obsession with removing body parts and decided he wanted to do it to himself. The problem is he was claiming insurance to do it. I'm like, bro, just if you're going to remove your own legs, pay for it your own self. Leave insurance out. Find a cash doctor.
That'd be an interesting conversation, wouldn't it? Like, say your cigar card buddies is a doctor too, and you're like, "Hey, man, I got to talk to you about something." You're like, "Oh, what's up? Can you remove my legs for me?"
Well, get this. I love the way these articles are written sometimes. It does say that Dr. Hopper seems to have had a long-standing ambition to have his legs removed.
Yeah.
Long-standing,
I get it.
And also enjoyed the media attention after his operation led to multiple TV appearances. Well, yeah. What are the odds? A doctor that makes his living removing people's limbs suddenly has to have his own limbs removed. What a story.
You know what?
What a story.
This has nothing to do with what you're
What
talking
odds?
about.
Dr. Hopper.
There was a man in the studio earlier this week, and he kind of changed my perspective of things because he's blind. And apparently he named...
His name was Kenneth Black.
No. But he named his birthday the day he went blind.
Okay. Named it or changed it?
Well,
okay.
He's a musician, and he's like, hey... I think it was like April 12th, 1995 is my birthday. And I look at the guy. I'm like, there's no way this guy's younger than me.
That's the day he lost his sight.
And that's what he regards as his birthday.
I mean, it's like a whole nother life if you think about it.
No. And I was immediately going like, all right, I got to talk to this guy. I got to figure out what was it before. Like, so when did he die? Was it a second before his birth? And he regards that when he died. Like, do you have a grave? Do you have a grave for your previous life? He's also a songwriter, a really cool guy. You actually might like him.
I might. And lastly on this article...
And then ironically, the host goes, hey, did you see what Ozzy Osbourne said? And then he's like, I can't see. It was pretty good. Yeah, it was pretty good.
Well, investigations into a website called Eunuch Maker, an extreme body mutilation pornography website where Hopper had purchased videos... led to the once-respected doctor's arrest.
What a great name, Eunuch Maker.
Yes, this was the part I was...
That would be my wrestling name.
I was trying to delicately
what do you
dance
think?
around.
What do you think is that be my wrestling stage name?
And welcome to the stage, Eunuch Maker!
Watch his hands!
Yeah. Cup check!
No, actually, no, that won't be my name. That'll be my move. You know, every wrestler needs a move, right?
Yeah, what's his move? Well,
it's called the Eunuch Maker.
Oh, he's going to the top rope. We know what's coming next.
It's a double Eunuch Maker.
Oh, he got them both.
Oh, that'd be great, dude. Oh.
Well, apparently he was arrested in 2023.
Is that a reverse eunuch?
Because he had purchased stuff.
What does that mean?
I don't even know. Yeah, reverse eunuch. What is he putting it back on?
What is happening? Oh. And I would do it all in a Speedo. And it'd be so good.
I think you have to do it
and
in a Speedo.
I'd take one of those mints.
It's a very tight-fitting Speedo. All right, buddy, I think it's time for the quick hit here at the end of the show. Dick, do you know who John McCarthy is?
Was he the one?
No, don't act like you know.
No,
this.
I haven't looked.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't. Oh, no, I'm thinking James.
He died in 2011, born in 1927.
I was thinking James.
Which means he lived to be 84 years old.
Yeah.
He was an American computer scientist and cognitive scientist. He was one of the founders of the discipline of artificial intelligence.
And actually, his best one was garbage collection.
He co-authored the document and coined the term AI, developing the programming language family Lisp, which is kind of funny, significantly influencing the design of the language, blah, 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 popularized time sharing, and invented garbage collection, as you mentioned. And if you're not aware what garbage collection is, I think this is a programming term, right? Where memory, is allocated by the program to pick up things that are no longer used. My point being, this guy coined a term that we now use nearly daily.
Oh man, you should see his wives.
Unfortunately, are they real? Or
I know. Unfortunately, one of them passed away.
Oh,
I think while they
no.
were married.
Oh no!
But she's a mountain climber, and she died what she did.
Oh, she died doing what she loved?
Yeah.
Okay.
But here, I'll show you a picture of her.
Well, I'm not sure this guy is.
That's one of his wives.
Oh, she's got crazy eyes.
Oh yeah.
I mean, R.I.P. Miss Vera Watson.
It's never good to have your Wikipedia portrait that looks like you're in court.
It does appear as though she is standing in front of an honorable judge at this point.
And it's like, I didn't mean to strangle him.
And they said, Miss Watson, she went, huh? And they snapped the picture right then.
Yeah. It's like,
where were you on the night of? Gotcha. I don't know that this guy is my audience of one onesie of the week. I'm going to leave this one up to the listener. I'm not so sure about this because of my indecisiveness on whether or not I think AI is going to make the world a better place or destroy it for all of us. I don't know.
I like it.
So John McCarthy.
I really like this.
We're not sure if you're the audience of one.
Because one of his wives
is
is really smart.
Well, I'm sure. He was all brainy and stuff. He invented AI, for crying out loud,
That's
Dick.
true.
All right, buddy.
What else is this?
I'm done. Look at me. I've sat back in my chair.
I don't really care. That was great. That was a great episode. I want to remind our onesies to email Bored Andrew at
I got plenty of stuff
audience
to
of one show at
do. Don't
gmail.com.
bother me. Don't bother
and
me.
the Unit Maker is signing out. And I still think that'd be. Actually, that's a good bowling team name.
Yeah, brother.
That'd be a good bowling team, the Unit Makers.
I guess.
What do you think?
I don't know. We'll converse after this.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. Don't forget, if you haven't already, to subscribe to the podcast every Friday at 10 a.m., part of the morning program here at Lone Star Community Radio. We are Montgomery County's community radio station and a nonprofit, which means donations and sponsorships help the studio stay on. So feel free to donate. We put in the description of all our YouTube and podcasts of Audience of One. There's a donation link for the show specifically. And did I say that right, Andrew? Specifically?
Close enough.
How do you say it?
Specifically.
We're
We're fading. We're fading.
No, we're not. We're having a good time. But I want to remind folks to do that, subscribe, share it, all that kind of good stuff. If we had some good laughs today, I enjoyed seeing you.
Oh, man.
And
Glad you enjoyed seeing me.
I do. I really do enjoy the time I spend with you. It's one of those reflecting moments when I'm not with you. I'm like, I miss Andrew.
Jeez, dude, he's getting gushy here at the end.
And, well, it's mainly because I can come up with cool names like Unit Maker. I wouldn't ever be able to do that without
made
you.
His day. Made his day.
Made my day. I kind of want to change my name officially to that. All right, audience of onesies. We'll see you guys later. Bye.
Bye-bye.